Well, guys, do you know what time it is? It's electronics time. Let's get going. As usual, you're gonna need your soldering station on, your caffeinate and hydrate, and most importantly, you don't need that. You need that. And these servo mounts and the little motor screws with the washers. Yeah, you need those too. All right, so in today's video, we are going to be getting the Street Stock ready to go. As you can see, I got my little donut cap on there. I painted the wheels because, you know, you gotta have that cool look. We're gonna get the servo mounted carpet fuzz. As I was saying, we're gonna get the steering servo in, the ESC in, the motor in. We need those things. So in today's video, we're going to be using the Reedy RT2007A high torque, low profile aluminum case servo. It is so butter smooth. It is absolutely crazy. Look how short the little wire is. It's cute. It's going to fit just right there and without any curling. This servo is a 6, 7, or 8.4 volt servo. I'm going to be running it at 7.4 volts, and it runs at 271 ounces per inch of torque at 0.08. It's a pretty quick, high torque little mini guy. I did this so that I can actually move the weight around a little bit more in the vehicle. This is a little lighter than a standard servo. I'm going to be using the same Reedy Black Box 610R that we used in our A-Mod, and that's going to be paired with the SP5 13.5 motor. This is a beautiful motor. Again, as usual, they give you a sensor wire with it, but this motor, look at that. Just look at that. Just look how nice that is. Look at how nice that is. It's just so pretty. It's all cut down, etched out. They do that for cooling purposes because, as we know, in spec class, you're probably going to be running it hotter than it should technically go. But that's spec racing. What you're going to need for today's build: solder, soldering iron, a receiver of your choice. I'm using the Futaba R204 GFE, very small little guy here. As you can see, it's about the size of my thumb. 2mm, 2mm, 7mm nut driver. And if you want to just be able to make things a little easier, you need a pit stand. We're going to get working on this. We're going to get these electronics installed. Setup of this is slightly different than what you'd normally see because if you notice, there's not really a decent area to kind of put stuff. It's a little funky how you got to mount things in here, but we'll get it going. It'll be no problem. There's not really any good spot to put a transponder in this, unfortunately. So I'm going to have to just kind of figure out where I'm going to put the transponder at. We'll get it going just fine. It's a thing. This thing ran so good on the carpet. I'm just going to leave the setup how it is. Thankfully, this is going to have more power because on the carpet, I only had a 17.5 in it with the Hobbywing XE Run Just Stock, which is like a 60 amp setup. This is 160 amp setup with a 13.5. I think we're going to do pretty good. So first thing we're going to need to do is get your 7mm wrench to take the wheel off and your 2mm to take the cover off for the motor plate. The other thing that you're going to need for this is a pinion gear. I'm not sure exactly what I'm going to run on here. If I have a 25 tooth in my box, I'm going to put a 25 tooth on here to start with. I may end up going hotter than that. I'm not exactly sure. We will find out as we go, though. I may end up actually putting the Shell slipper system in this just because, like I said, I really like that slipper system. And it's cheap. It's like 30 bucks, and it's one of the best improvements you could do to a vehicle. So anyway, let's flip you over and get going. Where did I put my wrench? First things first, I need to use our 7mm and remove the wheel. We'll go ahead and take this guy off. I'm just going to mount my motor in here just so it's in, and then do the steering servo. I just want to do the motor first because I feel like it. So like I said, the first thing we're going to need is the motor mounting screws. We have our servo mounts right here for the servo. We have our two countersunk 3x8mm screws for the chassis that go into the bottom of these servo mounts. And then you have your two 3x8s with the washer on them. These are actually going to be the ones that you use to hold your motor in place. And once the motor is in place with the pinion gear on there, then we can just put the wheel back on and do the rest of it with the wheels on. Well, y'all, we got a 28 tooth 48 pitch Robinson Racing hard steel gear in the house. So guess what's going on this? A 28 tooth. We got our mesh set, and this is actually really cool. You can fit a huge gear in there because that's a 28 tooth, and you can see I still have lots of room to move. So that is awesome to see. Let's go ahead and put that cover back on and our rear wheel on, and then we'll do our steering servo and then our speed controller soldering. So go ahead and slide that aside for right now. First things first is we need to get our servo mounts on. Like usual, the servo horn faces up, not down like I accidentally started to do in the A-Mod. That was pretty funny. Guys, if you're tired, go to bed. Don't work on your cars. Simple as that. Yowzers. That with my fingers. Let's not do that again. And if you remember from the A-Mod video, you want to set this in and get your screw on first. before you mount the bottom screws, just like so. And before I get too far, because this is an aluminum horn and it's not going to be long enough to put the nut on the back side like on the A-mod, I'm going to go ahead and put some thread lock on there just to make sure it's ready to rock. Just keep screwing, just keep screwing, just keep screwing. Now we're ready to flip it over and line up our lower holes, which shouldn't be too bad. Looks like they go together pretty well. Notice I left the other one loose to be able to get this one in easier. That is something you should always do. Now our servo's in. Now it's just a matter of mounting the speed controller and doing some soldering. And we're gonna go ahead and put the wire in here. Make sure we're putting it in the right direction. Our sensor wire does need to go in one direction. Not to be confused with the band. All right, and same as last time, you do want to go ahead and get some packing tape or Scotch tape or whatever the case may be, tape. Go ahead and run that across there. We're gonna do something a little bit different on this one, so it's how it's mounting in here. All right, so I was unable to find a piece of tape for this, so we're gonna use the next best thing, a combustion RC sticker. Then we're gonna put our battery in and our ESC. We're gonna plug in to our sensor wire. There we go. Once you get that set up here, you can kind of see where your motor wires are gonna be settling. This is smaller than the truck, so we don't really have to worry too much, I don't think. All right, well, unfortunately, it looks like we're gonna have to mount it right in the middle and slightly over here, which is not where I want it. I did buy wire just for this occasion. I think I'll wait on it though. We'll start here. We'll do this the easy way before we start soldering wire onto circuit boards. You know, it's something crazy, guys, that I still can't quite get over. Yesterday, it got up to 65 degrees. And this morning, woke up to 15 degrees. Yep, you heard me. 65 to 15 in 12 hours. Ta-da! Our battery is gonna go here, but not yet because I don't have bullets for these yet. I completely forgot. I need bullets. So for now, these are just gonna hang out and this battery is gonna come out. We've got our A, B, and C. Look at that. Would you just look at that? So I think I'm gonna reverse order this time since they're coming up the hill towards me. I'm gonna go ahead and do CBA first. So C's the first one right here. I need to get a new sponge for my soldering station before long. This one's got a lot of metal in it. Oh, a metal. It's metal. Ta-da! C wire is connected. Now we go to our B wire. The B wire connects to the B post. All right, and this is gonna be our last one until we get our bullets. We'll see you back here once I get some bullets, okay? And then we'll do the bullets in the rear diff.
So amazing. I'm at peace with the world. I'm at peace with the world. So amazing. I'm at peace with the world. So amazing. I'm at peace with the world is.
As always, keep the rubber side down, the shiny side up, and remember to stay in the groove.